Now down the wall, down the wall, down the wall, down the wall, down the wall. Stability up, down the wall, down the wall, down the wall. There we go. There we go. God, if you guys didn't get your bags filled there, I don't know what happened. That was amazing. Great fucking push. Great push.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a series of videos for IntoTheMist.com. I'm your host, Leith Guardian. Today we'll be going into Guild Wars 2 World vs. World North American Tier 1. With Season 2 over, we will take a look back at the season and what is coming in the future. Our next guest is Malevolent Omen. Mal, can you please tell us a little bit about you, your guild, and your world?
Yes, I am the main commander and the GM of Onslaught, which is part of AOI, Axis of Insurrection Alliance. I'm also server leader of Blackgate. My guild is World v World focused, and we started at the beginning of the game, initially on Dragonbrand. Then we moved to Sea of Sorrows. Sea of Sorrows then became Tier 1, then we moved to Blackgate. And here I am.
Excellent. Well, glad to have you. How has Season 2 been for your guild and your world?
It's been fun. It's been very challenging, difficult, and yeah, it's been difficult and very fun still, though.
Alright, glad to hear it. What do you think of Season 2 so far?
Season 2 has definitely changed the meta of Tier 1 in general with the whole 2v1 scenario. This allowed all three Tier 1 servers to communicate more, for better or worse. It has made everyone understand each other more, and it has brought Blackgate and several other communities together as a whole. I think that Season 2, while everyone might not agree with me, I think that in the end it benefited the community somewhat, and it was fun fighting out the battles against all odds style for BG.
What has been the toughest challenge for this season?
The toughest challenge for me in terms of fighting or field play was definitely week 8. BG rallied hard. It was essentially our week 9. If BG did not come first place, we were out the race. So Blackgate, our server, rallied ridiculously hard, and we pulled insane hours, and we got as organized as possible for that. And just to keep up that, I guess you could say, stamina throughout the entire thing was pretty hard, as well as fighting the toughest 2v1 battle that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'll have to say it was a pretty impressive fight. I know that Blackgate took the lead on reset night, and then nearly came to catching up with it. Was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say Blackgate's definitely put in their time and effort. What do you see as the future of Tier 1?
I think the state of Tier 1 is going to change very drastically. With new games coming out, Chinese Guild Wars 2 launching, Tier 1 is going to see a large population dip. I think this is going to change the state of Tier 1, and there seems to be a popular opinion of the points per take style play being more relaxed. A lot of guilds out there are starting to get into the open field scene or the GVG scene, and I think that's going to change Tier 1 in general, as well as the communication between servers. I foresee this being more healthy for the state of Tier 1 in a long way, or in the long run, just as long as ArenaNet doesn't introduce a Season 3 with more broken mechanics.
You mentioned China's Guild Wars 2 release. How do you think that's going to affect your server and the others in Tier 1?
We have a guild on Blackgate called TMD who is planning to leave to the Chinese servers of Guild Wars 2. They already set their goodbye message on the forums. They're a pretty big influence on Blackgate in terms of C guilds, and I think JQ also is seeing some of that, but I cannot be completely sure of that. Regardless, if one of the big three loses all their C, the other two will get bored. the other C players would get bored, and we'll start to see a collapse in the C time zone in Tier 1.
Well, with that big of a change, do you think there's going to be a potential shift with Tier 2 and Tier 3 servers?
Possibly. I really don't know the politics or anything of the lower tiers. All I can say is that in terms of meta, they don't really care for the points per tick swing of things. And their servers are a lot more NA heavy, and they don't have a huge C population. I think some of them do have some C guilds, but it's not substantial. I can't even begin to guess what those guys are thinking, but I know the vast majority of guilds that have been in the lower tiers like that environment better than Tier 1.
Alright, what do you think that ArenaNet could do to improve future seasons?
That's a very hard question. First things first, they need to definitely lock transfers altogether. They need to do away with the Swiss style tournament. The Swiss style tournament does not work in this scenario. And that's all I can really say, to be honest. They're left with a really tough decision. They tried two things. Both of them more or less failed. At this current state of the game, there's really only 3 servers that can compete against each other in Tier 1. So any server that faces Blackgate, JQ, or TC won't stand a chance at all. And the lower you go in the tiers, the more that is happening. So to have a competition based off a casual PvP 24/7 element in the game is really hard, and especially when you have things like people transferring to various different servers for whatever reason. It's really hard to manage that, and I think ArenaNet needs more insight on their community before they ever do another seasonal tournament. I think that's one of their biggest downfalls.
What improvements would you like to see in World vs. World itself?
I would like to see more maps. I would like to see more styles of game modes within World v World. I remember one patch they broke the game and you couldn't use any siege besides Omega Golems. That would be awesome if that was a game type. I think they need to innovate their ideas more so like that and make each week a new experience. Right now, World v World is very stale. We fight over the same maps over and over and over again, the same people over and over and over again, but they definitely need to switch it up. It'd make for a more fun and interesting time, and it'd bring more people out to World v World.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Malevolent Omen, thank you. Congratulations on performing so well and uniting as a server.
Thank you.